Hey, Shalom Akim, Yahweh Shem Yahshai Barakatha. Giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Shem Yahshai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, and Shalom to you, Akim. They're teaching this word around the globe with faith and truth and sincerity. This is the Brother Caleb from the GMS London Forecasters Camp, coming back at you with another lesson to edify the elect, Lord's willing. As always, I'd like to start by saying that we are the real Hebrew Israelites. The real Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Indians and West Africans predominantly. However, you are going to find Israelites that do look like the other nations, because Israel has been scattered amongst all people throughout our various captivities. But if your seed line by your forefathers goes back to the man in the Bible that is named Israel, then you too are an Israelite, no matter what you may look like, because the book of Numbers, chapter 1 and 18 states that your nationality is determined by the lineage of your forefathers. So I was just reading this article here from The Independent, and it says 3 days ago, teenage footballer dies after collapsing during match. 17-year-old collapses in 5th minute of game before being rushed to hospital. It says a teenage footballer has died after collapsing during a FA Youth Cup game earlier this week. Dylan Rich was rushed to hospital after collapsing on the pitch and in a match at the Regatta Way ground in Nottinghamshire on Thursday. The 17-year-old is suspected to have suffered a sudden cardiac arrest in the 5th minute of the game. Now, mind you, that's only 5 minutes into the game, a 17-year-old has a heart attack. When was the last time you heard of a 17-year-old boy, well, not a boy, young man, having a heart attack and dropping dead after 5 minutes of playing football? This should send alarm bells ringing in your brain, right? Now, if you've been doing your research and you know what's going on in the world, you know that Esau's pushing his serpent's juice, right? One of the major side effects of taking that serpent's juice is that it can cause increased blood clotting, which can then lead to a situation which is known as myocarditis. Let me get that for you in the dictionary. Let me get that. This is a known side effect of taking the serpent's juice. Myocarditis is the inflammation of the myocardium. What's the myocardium? The muscular substance of the heart. Did you see how I just put that together? Let's do it one more time if you're paying attention, right? What is myocarditis? Myocarditis is one of the major side effects of taking this serpent's juice, right? So the dictionary definition is noun pathology, inflammation of the myocardium. So when we find out what the myocardium is, the muscular substance of the heart. Now let's go back to this article. Read it again. A teenage footballer has died after collapsing during an FA Youth Cup game earlier this week. Dylan Rich was rushed to hospital after collapsing on the pitch at a match in Regatta Way ground in Nottinghamshire on Thursday. The 17-year-old is suspected to have suffered a sudden cardiac arrest. I could just stop the video here, but let's keep going, right? In the 5th minute of the game, so only 5 minutes after 5 minutes of playing, this guy's heart gave out. Now this is, as I said, it's a major side effect of the serpent's juice, and this is what Esau wanted, because this ties into his depopulation agenda, going back to the Georgia Guidestones. So when you're suffering from severe blood clotting, it can cause strokes, it can cause right side heart failure, myocarditis, as I just said here, and all other sorts of health complications. Now, there are certain tissues in your body which cannot regenerate. Once they're damaged permanently. These are things such as your brain tissue, spinal tissue, heart tissue, and lung tissue. Once those things are damaged, your body can't repair them. It can't heal it the way, for example, if you was to get a cut on your wrist, that would heal over time. Well, once there's certain parts of your body where if they get damaged, it's end game, man. So basically, what they're not telling you in this article is that a lot of the people who are dropping dead suddenly, like for example, guys being found dead or women being found dead, and they don't give you the cause of death, they just say, oh, this person was found dead. This happens a lot with celebrities, right? We know some of those are blood sacrifices, okay, we know that as a given, right? But in this time, a lot of the people who are dropping dead are the people who are actually the ones who have taken the serpent's juice. But let's finish this article and I'll get some scriptures on it. The 17-year-old is suspected to have suffered a sudden cardiac arrest in the 5th minute of the game. 5 minutes in, you know. Dude was through, done his warm-up. And that's another thing, man. Once you get this serpent's juice, there's a lot of people who they can't, their overall stamina threshold is much lower. You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas they might have been able to go jogging in the morning and be fine, they can't do too much strenuous activity because anything basically could trigger a heart attack. Boom, dead. So it says, first aid was administered on the scene and a defibrillator was used before the paramedics arrived. So the defibrillator is that thing where you see in the films or the TV shows where they put that thing on their chest and they press it and it gives the person an electric jolt to their heart to try and restart their heart. So obviously this didn't work. Now that's another thing, man. When you take this serpent's juice, it can cause your heart to be enlarged up to 4 times its normal size. You know, due to the clotting and everything like that. So it's just madness that people will be lining up to take this thing, this serpent's juice, I'm going to keep calling it, rather than saying it because I don't want YouTube to pull the video. Anyway, they might pull the video anyway, but Lord's willing, the word's got to go out. It says, on Thursday evening, Dillon's football club, the West Brigford Colts, shared a statement that said a player had become seriously unwell during the match but was undergoing treatment in hospital. On Sunday, the club shared another statement announcing Dillon's death. This news has left everyone involved with our club devastated and heartbroken. What a choice of words. Young man dies of a heart attack and you say you're heartbroken. The statement said, our thoughts and prayers go out to his parents, Mike, Anna and his sister Lucy, and Dillon's family, friends and teammates. The club will provide all the support it can to those players and the club officials impacted by this tragic event, but for now there are no further words possible. We ask everyone to respect the family's privacy at this incredibly difficult time. The club thanked those in the community for messages of support and well wishes for Dillon that had been received in recent days. Boston United Pilgrims, the opposing teams, also released a statement on Sunday. It said, the Pilgrims' thoughts and family are with the Rich family at this present time, as well as all at West Brigford FC. The Football Association responsible for the tournament released a statement that said everyone at the FA was deeply saddened by Dillon's passing and extended their condolences to his friends and family and everyone at the West Brigford club. It continued, we would like to recognise the courageous response of all those who reacted quickly to the situation at the FA Youth Cup fixture on Thursday evening, and we thank the emergency services for their efforts. 2 ambulances, a fast response car and an air ambulance from the East Midlands Ambulance Service attended the scene on Thursday evening before transporting Dillon to the Queen's Medical Centre in Nottingham. After the teenage collapsed, the rest of the game was abandoned. Well, it's a sad story, man, but unfortunately there's going to be a lot more stories like this because what they're not telling you is that a lot of the people who were supposedly in hospital for the thing, the C19 thing, are actually those that have taken serpent's juice. They're not going to tell you that in the news, but that's what's really going on. So let's get some scriptures. I'd like to open up with Revelation 12 verse 12. See, this is a sobering story, man. At the end of the day, the guy wasn't in the truth, but I do feel a little bit of sympathy for him and his family because these people are being destroyed and they've got no idea why. And ultimately, it's the judgment of the Most High, but it's just if these people, well, I don't know if the guy was an Edomite or not, but the fact of the matter is that this word has gone out, and if the people in the world haven't taken heed to it, who are Israelites, because salvation's only for the Israelites, then it's only inevitable that they're going to be deceived by the devil, which is Esau, and his system and his works, his media, his false lies and everything, and they're going to be caught up in the snares of this devil and be destroyed. Revelation 12 verse 12. Now let me read from Revelation 12 and 11. And they overcame him. No. Let's start from Revelation 12 and 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Hamashiach, for the accuser of our brethren, which is the Edomites, is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. And they overcame him, not by guns, not by military might, but they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe, meaning destruction, to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down to you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So what we are witnessing is the great wrath of this devil, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. That's why he's moving so hard to push his serpent juice and make everybody take it. Now the elect are not going to take it, because the elect are not going to be deceived. And Lord willing, we are of the hopeful elect. So let me read. Let me get Psalms, the 64th chapter. Psalm 64 from verse 1. Hear my voice, O power, and my prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even their bitter words. So one of these arrows that the serpent is shooting is his serpent's juice. You know, and if you take that, don't be surprised when you get poisoned, yeah? That they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in the evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? So they're doing this all privately. They're doing all these snares and all these traps to catch the masses of the people out here. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves, and all that see them shall flee away. And that's true, because a lot of the information that I'm learning on this thing, I've learned it from what you might call whistleblowers. You know, doctors, nurses, research scientists who have come out and exposed this stuff. It's a lot of them are whistleblowers, and some of them are Edomites, and their own tongue is falling upon themselves by declaring exactly what it is that these elite banking families are doing and are planning. So it says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves, all that see them shall flee away. And all men shall fear and shall declare the work of the Most High, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. The righteous shall be glad in Yahweh, and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. So that's the state of play where we're at the moment, man. And don't be surprised when you start seeing more and more people dropping like flies who have taken the serpent's juice. Word of advice to you, don't take the serpent's juice. So with that, giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that will well. Sincere shalom to you, Akim, that are pushing this word around the globe with faith and truth and sincerity. And until the next lesson I do, Lord willing, I'll say shalom, wa abababo, wa kwam yasharala. Shalom for now.